I know you're gonna dig this.
And it goes a little something like this. Day and night bugging. Shit runs out. Big two bucks. Check the real flavors. Call me unexceptional for smoking and joint. Day and night bugging. Shit runs out. Big two bucks. Check the real flavors. Call me unexceptional for smoking and joint.
This is going to be our last music review of the year. It is Nomoozlie, Spirits of an OG. And
Nomoozlie, my band.
Yeah. One in new school, my bro. and Kid Tini, The Second Coming. Not sure about The Second Coming because it's his first album. So, anyway.
No, if you look at the cover, you get it.
I'll get it.
The cover is some sort of The Last Supper.
Sort
of Jesus, The Last Supper. So I think that was the whole thing was called the Second Coming, The Last Supper.
The Last Supper. No, that was before. I think he was crucified. Yeah, he was sold out or something like that.
So the Second Coming was Supper. When he came back.
Yeah. That's after Easter.
But the cover art.
Yeah.
It's some sort of like
touches
Jesus,
on that.
Yeah, like Christianity kind of thing.
Okay. So
Tini's Tswana or Sotho, right?
I think so.
I kept hearing.
Yeah.
You know, I expected. Oh, are we starting with Tini or?
Let's carry on with Tini. I think it's gonna be a quicker one. Anyway.
I loved it. Nothing I expected. I expected a boom bap, bar for bar, all in English, no vernac kind of rap. I didn't even expect Malome Vector and Black Motion to feature on the album. But this nigga.
No, he's good. He's good.
This nigga.
Look, on my side, I was overly impressed with the production side. Not saying I wasn't impressed with how he did his parts, but for me it was expected. And I'll be honest, I've only had one listen to it, so I think.
Are you saying you expected him to rap in vernac?
Like I said, I've only listened to it once, so the part that I mostly concentrated on was I think the first half of the album, which is mostly in English, all right? Oh. So, but in terms of his rap, I wasn't surprised because the guy is super talented and it's quite sad that this is his first album. Not sure what's happening with Ambitious, but I think this guy should be more out. And I think you know what happens when the good rappers are not occupying the space that they're meant to occupy, is that mediocre rappers just pump the market with crap music, and then that becomes the sound of the day. And
no mediocre rappers know how to sell that shit.
Do you get my point? So I think in terms of the album, like I say, it will be unfair of me to probably like digest it and all of that stuff. But from what I've heard so far, I'm mostly impressed with the song, how they put together the structure of the songs, as well as the beats are super impressive to me. I'm still gonna have to listen to the messaging behind it. I saw there's a I think one or two gospel songs on the back end of the album, which I actually quite like as well.
The last three tracks are very emotional. I think it's Blessings and there's another one.
Yeah, because I know
they're touching.
Because I know that he had already put out a song, Telela. Is it Telela? Kitini. With OKO, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just get to it here. Okay, so the song that I knew before was yes, Delela with Questa. Sorry,
Questa.
not okay, or Questa, which was I think it was the first single from actually this album.
You should,
Sorry,
you should listen to the first track
the first track.
of the album, the opening track.
Yeah, well, I think I did listen because I think
He has that rumble. I mean,
in La Source, I haven't heard from her from a while. You know,
he has that that character, man, Rocky. He has a skit. I think it's not a skit, but the end of the song, it's Rocky talking to his son. I think it was Rocky 5. Was it Rocky 5? Where his son is a teenager and acting out and stuff. He's telling him about how life will hate you and nothing hits like life and stuff. Like the whole that first song gave me the direction of the whole album.
okay. No, I'll have a listen to it. Like I said, I've only had one listen to it, and I'll be super wrong to be
Critiquing it.
Yeah, to be critiquing it to the extent that I'd like to critique it. But from what I've heard and my first listen, my first take is it's a nice album. But one thing that I want to say, just moving away now from the album itself, and going back to this ambitious situation, there was close to nothing rollout for this album.
Nothing, my G.
Close to nothing rollout. And I don't understand, like you have this guy who stayed, let's say stayed loyal to the album, to the label, to the stable for so long when a lot of artists have left.
Leaving,
he stayed there, he bid his time, and now it's his big moment. And the only time I actually bumped into this album was when I was scrolling through my TL in the morning.
Was it last week or like this week? Early this week. I saw the pre-order of the album up. And I was like, Tini.
But you didn't hear the noise.
I didn't hear the noise. Hey, but when Black Diamond or Malumi Vector comes in, hey nigga, hey. Maybe the budget went to those guys.
Yeah, well, they're part of the stable. But just to emphasize on that point, and I think Ambitious, as much as we have to give them props for unearthing a lot of talent, it seems like they can only concentrate on one or two acts at a time. And the other acts just have to feed off those people.
Yeah.
And by the time.
So,
but this guy is he's probably one of the oldest artists there.
And Ambitious.
And I seriously think in terms of the rollout, one or two tweets during the album launch or the album release on a Friday during that week, one or two tweets doesn't really cut it. It's a lack of creativity. It's a lack of ambition. Funny enough, they call themselves ambitious. And it's just, for me, honestly, I think it's some disrespect for such great quality talent. To have this mediocre rollout. Seriously, mediocre rollout. So hopefully, I think hopefully it's a lesson for everyone else, because in terms of bar for bar, you said you were looking for that from Tini. In terms of rapping and bar for bar, only a few can stand in front of this man and say, they can take him on. So he deserves more. That's what I'm saying. He deserves more.
The one thing that I can say, adding on to your bar for bar, is I was expecting that, right? And I didn't get that. I got stories. And that's perfect.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. I got stories. Niggas telling stories. And that's where, I don't know if we talked about this. I remember you said it. I think it was the previous episode. You was like, or we had a chat before the previous episode. You're like, you love or you like where hip hop is going back to its root, roots of telling stories, giving us bars, and Yeah, man. That's what Tini
But
gave us.
like I said, the stuff that I've heard, I'm happy with. I'm happy with.
I'm also very happy.
And
The feature list as well.
yeah, the feature list. I mean, you got Black Diamond, of course, is stablemate, Malum Vector, stablemate.
Yeah.
Maniac, I think I've heard of him. I'm not sure if I've heard any of his music. You've got Zakwe, of course, you can't go wrong with Zakwe. You've got Ukwesta, the song that I was talking about, Tutelela, which is, it's quite a nice song. It's quite a decent song. Then you've got Usbahle. This Amen song from Usbahle, or featuring Usbahle, is actually a good, it's one of the tracks that I'm talking about that are gospel tracks,
gospel, like,
which are very, very, very nice, you know. And then the last feature here is actually S Villa. I've heard a few things from S Villa, didn't really stand out. I'll listen to live because he features on the track 16 live.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, I'll listen to it, but again, I don't want to go too deep into it. So far, so good. I've still got the weekend, and I've still got to drive to KZN, and I'll be pumping it, and I'll give it a proper listen. Yeah. So the next one that we want to go through is gonna be Nomoozlie. Did I pronounce it properly?
Nomoozlie. Yeah.
It's Nomoozlie. Nomoozlie is like Cyril Lengane.
Yeah. It's Nomoozlie.
It's Cyril Lengane. Yeah.
Moozlie, I think.
Yeah. So with Nomoozlie, we got the Spirits of the OG. You listened to it extensively, and you seem to like it. Why do you like it? What gives you that thing, that kauna?
At first, I slammed the title of the album. At first I thought this album doesn't deserve to have the word OG in it.
Okay.
No matter what the first part of the title says, I thought it doesn't deserve to have the word OG in it. But then I listened. I actually think I played it twice this morning. I remember even WhatsApping you while I was playing it. The first, like, similar to the Second Coming, the intro, the boom bap intro.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. When I played the intro, I was like, oh, now the title makes sense. She has it. She's not calling herself an OG. She has the spirit of an OG. And you feel that throughout the album. There's no grime beat. There's no trap. There's no EDM. There's no amapiano. It's literally boom bap beat and kwaito samples.
Okay.
When last did you hear those?
Okay.
You last heard those on OGs. The last time you heard of a proper kwaito beat was Mdu and TKZ, Mendoza.
Yeah.
Right? The last time you heard of a proper boom bap beat, you heard it from your 50, your Nas, right? So, yeah, I love that. Like I said, the 3 songs we had on Thursday.
Yeah. Dangerous,
La 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 La, and I'm a Star.
Yeah.
Those are the weakest songs on the album.
Yeah. I remember you saying that. Yeah, I remember.
Those
you
are
saying
the
that.
weakest songs on the album. And there's this. She featured this guy. I think it's Jay something on the.
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
Hit me by surprise.
Do you enjoy that track? The track is called "Keep the Faith."
Hit me by surprise.
Okay.
Just like the Second Coming, the last part, that last 3 tracks, emotional. I don't know why they're doing this, because even with Popstar, the last part of the album, emotional.
I think me personally, when artists go that way, I think they're trying to show versatility. And trying to connect with the audience on a different level. You know, they are not one dimensional. The audience are not one dimensional. We've got our happy times, we've got our sad times, we've got love lives, we've got spiritual lives. You know, so they're trying to touch on that and showcase their versatility to their listenership. For me personally, I would say it's an ambitious record. It's an ambitious project, and I'll say that because it's easy to just rope in the guys that are doing production, the top guys, about Gemini Major,
Ganja Beats,
Ganja Beat. Do you understand?
Treasy.
It's easy just to come in and rope in those guys, and even if some of them did work on this album, but she knew her direction and said, "You guys join me on this path," rather than me having a shortcut and saying, "This is
a beat."
Yeah, give me a beat which is a drill beat or something that is what is known now. So it's an ambitious project. To take it back, there's a little bit of nostalgia about it. It takes, you spoke about it takes you back to when you started listening to hip hop, the beats and you got the songs where you can just sit down and nod and actually listen to the content without any distraction of a heavy production, and stuff like that. So it's a risk. At first, I'll be honest, the first half of the album, I wasn't too excited about it, and I wasn't too excited because I just felt the flow, as much as Nomoozlie has got her unique flow and her distinct style in terms of SA female rappers, her distinct style in terms of delivery. I just felt that the way she was rapping here and there wasn't much improvement on the first half of the album.
So it sounded like something you've heard before from her
compared to his previous work, right? And it's so easy to do that with her because her forte is actually to combine English rapping as well as that Kasi, but not Venek, but Kasi. There's a difference there.
Where is Vota? Where is Vota? She keeps on saying Mtwana say Vota. Where is that? Because the only Vota I think I know, it's in Tembise and is Vosmos. There's a section called Vosmos.
Is it?
Yeah, full of it's just the Zulu people there. if you go there and you're not Zulu, they kill you. No, I'm joking.
But I think she identifies.
Don't you know where Vota is?
Nah, I don't know.
Somewhere in the east. Is she from?
She's from Joburg. That one I'm certain of. She's from Joburg.
From listening to, even from her previous work, she keeps on mentioning Vota. I'm thinking maybe it's a section in Soweto or a section somewhere in the east. So I don't know. Yeah, I was very curious on what Vota is.
Look, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna check here where she comes from, but I do know she's a native of
GP.
Yeah, she's a native of GP. But all in all, coming back to the album itself, the back part of the album, I think that's when she started taking more risks in terms of how she's telling her stories and some of the topics that she was attending to. That was more impressive to me. Again, I wanna spend a little bit more time
listening
with the album because I think she put in a lot of thought into it, and I think we'll be doing her disservice just to comment on the boom rap and just saying, that's what's impressive. I think she's got a unique story to tell. One of probably the earlier parts of female rappers in SA. When hip hop started taking off, they were the first ones in there, and they got the rough end of the stick. So I think she's got an interesting story to tell. Not taking away from anyone else, but I think she's got an interesting story to tell, and I think I need to give her the respect and actually get to listen properly to what she's saying.
You should listen to what she's saying. The threats.
I know
she's emptying a clip on niggas.
Well, she talks a lot about she's about
emptying the
guns
clip.
and
she's emptying the clip on niggas. I was like,
Yeah,
He's
man.
gangster, this one.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I know that there's a line that people kept on quoting that it might be directed at
Boiti.
Boiti or something like that.
I don't think so.
Huh?
I think people are reading too much into it,
You think so?
and they're trying to stir something up.
You think so? Well, can I say something? Maybe just to close off. Actually, it leads us. So can we just finish with Moozlie? Because it leads us to the next topic, all right? Which is what I want to see going into hip hop 2021 and beyond, but especially 2021. So you say people are trying to
Stir something.
something. I feel that is needed. I seriously. Excuse
So
me.
you fully agree with AKA?
What do you mean? I fully agree with AKA.
AKA once said that. He once tweeted that.
Sorry, I was just saying. By the way, she grew up in Rainfield, Benoni, in the East Rand. So just to clear that part out. Yeah.
She's from the East.
I know you're gonna dig this.
And it goes a little something like this. Day and night bugging. Shit runs out south. Big two bucks. Check the real flavors. Call me unexceptional for smoking and joint. Day and night bugging. Shit runs out south. Big two bucks. Check the real flavors. Call me unexceptional for smoking and joint.